Hi and welcome back. Tonight's notes are going to be on page 58. And this is going to be standard to graphing form for parabolas. So last night's notes, we talked about what graphing form was. Now we're going to learn how to put it in graphing form. And this is a very important topic, so I am going to put it on my table of contents. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with what standard form is and what we're going to be putting it into. So, standard form of a quadratic. Standard form is y equals ax squared plus bx plus c, which we've been working with for a really long time now. Graphing form is what we talked about yesterday. So this is going to get changed into y equals a times x minus h squared plus k. Okay, so this is our goal, is to get it in that form. Okay. In these sets of notes, all of our a's are going to be 1. Okay, now the next notes we take, I'm going to change it so that the a is a different number, so that we have to find, let's say, a 2 out there. But for these notes right now, a is going to be 1, and I'm going to show you what that's going to look like. So let's go ahead and do an example. So we're going to change y equals x squared plus 6x minus 2 into graphing form, okay? How we're going to do that is we're going to go through the steps of completing the square, okay? So we already know how to complete the square. So we're going to go through those same steps. The only difference this time is instead of changing the y to a 0, it's going to stay a y, because you'll notice that these both have y's in them. So we have to keep it a y, okay? So just like when we were completing the square, our first step is going to be to isolate the x values. So we're going to get everything that's not an x on this side. So that means I'm going to add 2 to this side. Now you can't add y plus 2, right? That's not going to be 2y. So we just write y plus 2 on this side equals, and then x squared plus 6x. And then just like we did when we completed the square, we're going to ignore this side right now. And we're going to complete the square on this side. So that's going to be our step 2. So we're going to draw our box to complete the square. And these steps stay the same from when we were completing the square. We put our x squared down here, and then we split this in half. So if we split 6x, that'll be plus 3x plus 3x. So this will be x plus 3, x plus 3. Now what goes up there, right, we multiply 3 times 3. That's a plus 9. And remember, that needs to be added to the other side. That doesn't change either. So I'm going to put that plus 9 on that side. So now I get on this side, y plus, well, we had 2 plus 9 is 11, equals x plus 3 squared. And then our last step is going to be to get y by itself. So if I want y by itself here, I have to get rid of that positive 11, so that means I'm going to subtract 11. Which means my answer is going to be y equals x plus 3 squared minus 11. And that's our equation in graphing form. In this form, like we talked about in the last notes, it's really easy to determine what our vertex stretch and if it opens up or down. So let's go ahead and do that as well. Go ahead, identify what the vertex, what the stretch, and then if it opens up or down. For this equation right here, go ahead and answer those questions. Hopefully you determined that the vertex was -3, -11. The stretch is 1, and let's go ahead and write that that means it's standard, right? That's just like the parent function. And then this will open up because it is a positive. So I'm going to give you an example now that I want you to do before I go over it. And I do want you to answer those questions on the side after you finish with the example. So go ahead and change this into graphing form. Y equals x squared plus 4x plus 3. And then you're going to identify the vertex, the stretch, and if it opens up or down. Okay, so go ahead and do that one. All right, so the first step, like we said up at the top, is isolate the x values. So that means I'm going to start by subtracting 3. So that'll give me y minus 3 equals x squared plus 4x. And then we're going to complete the square over here. Split up that 4x into 2x and 2x. That'll be x plus 2, x plus 2, which means up here 2 times 2 will be a positive 4. That needs to be added over here, plus 4. So then we're going to get y negative 3 plus 4 is a positive 1 equals x plus 2 squared. Then the last step is to get y by itself. So I'm going to subtract 1. And I get y equals x plus 2 squared minus 1. And then to answer these questions, the vertex, -2, -1, excuse me, and then the stretch is going to be 1, which again means it's standard, and then it opens up because it is still a positive out there. All right, thanks for watching.